What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Idun. This is a game that is heavily influenced by things like Warhammer 40k and Doom. And in this game, you are, I guess, general contractors. You work for like an emperor that appears to have supreme control of the galaxy. And you are going to the planet Idun in order to get this stuff called Epli that apparently everyone in the universe is addicted to. I don't know if it's a fuel source or what it's supposed to be, but everybody in the galaxy wants this stuff. And so you're going to be offered an arrangement of missions across an entire planet-wide campaign while fighting against utterly ludicrous amounts of enemies. I think the highest number I've seen so far is 120,000 bugs killed in one mission. And so this game has a certain unhinged quality to it that I think is admirable, and it's coming from the brain. It is the brainchild of one of the graphic designers of the Battlefield series, in case you've ever played like Bad Company 2 or any of those types of games. And so the game is very smooth, it is very well animated, the assets are very, very nice. There's a few flaws here and there, but it's time for us to take a look at the game because we've covered this in the past, mostly in demo format. But this time around, the game is actually out for purchase. I'll put a link to that down below in the description just in case you wanted to check it out. The game is not in early access, so this is a fully feature-complete product, but it'll probably get more updates if it ends up selling well enough. That seems to be the way that things go with generalized indie gaming nowadays. But I got the link for you down below in the description. You can check that out there. On top of that, you can also find a link to a bunch of other related Nerd Castle stuff just in case you wanted to hang out live. But for now, let's mulch some bugs. What am I up to? What is my mission objective right now? Well, my mission objective is that I've been given this giant, ridiculous battle mech suit right here, and I've got to fight my way to a number of meteorites, those big globules right there, that have Epli inside of them, and I've got to drag them back to a drop-off point. Unfortunately, the enemy is putting up a really good front right here, and this game has a little bit of a Vampire Survivors influence on it, so the bugs also have Epli inside their blood, in case you were wondering, which gives it kind of like a Helldivers angle, trying to get that 710 from the enemy. So every time we kill an enemy, we're going to get gemstones, but every time we complete an objective or open up a mine or something else like that, we're also going to get a whole bunch of Epli, and when this meter fills up at the bottom of the screen, we get one of these little orbs right here that allows us to get either upgrades for our existing turrets, or it allows us to upgrade the attributes of our mech. Not every single mission is going to incorporate the mech. There are a couple different objectives that I've seen so far. There's one where you've got to escort a cart, Team Fortress style, and it's got a bunch of nuclear bombs inside of it, and you've got to use it to blow up a bug hole. There's other ones where it's just like a last stand. They put you inside of a base facility, and you've got to fight back for as long as possible, and you kind of get a score in that regard, and you unlock metagame upgrades. You've also got this mission where you directly take control of the field of battle by controlling a mech with wasp and annihilating as many bugs as you can. Unfortunately, they've got like a really, really, really good map for holding me off from this Epli over here, and so I'm forced into an unenviable position of having to wait until this traffic jam clears on up, and until that does, I don't really know what I can accomplish. I think I can sneak through right there, and let's just grab it real quick. One of the things that's really fun and interesting about this game is that all of your units can be moved instantaneously. So in most tower defense style games, you are absolutely 100% stuck with where your turrets are, and you've just got to kind of live with it, and if you were inefficient, you've got to live with that decision. Not the case in this game. In this game, you've also got RTS units. You can click them and move them around like ham over here. He's got a shotgun and a fully automatic grenade launcher that he's able to hold off bugs with. What do we have over here? We've got faster fire rate for our turrets or faster fire rate for our mech. I'm going to go for faster fire rate for my mech because I just want to churn through more bugs while we're over here. You've also got your turrets. You can just like click these one by one and move them, or you can rubber band box them RTS style in order to grab them and move them on around. But it looks like things are going okay right now. We've got 30 seconds of holding left until the enemy overwhelms our position, but I think I have enough turrets and defenses where we should be able to piecemeal our way through it, and so I think we're in good shape. But there's some really fun units inside of this game. So far, they've let me play around with this game's equivalent of a Command and Conquer, I guess, mammoth tank. There are all kinds of mortar launchers that blast big big holes in the enemies. You may have noticed the rivers of blood that are all over the place. That's for a reason, because their blood has fuel inside of it, and it allows you to be used as like a fuel source for industry or whatever. You can build on top of these blood lakes that form off of the bugs too later on in the game, so that you can build units and you actually have base building in some limited form. But that's our mission. We're all wrapped up right there. Let's take it on back to the in-between, and I'll show you what happens on the in-between of missions. So welcome to Idun. I don't know, I've been calling it Idun, but I think in the voiceovers from the storyline they called it Idun, and so I'm not sure which one is correct because all of the voice acting in this game is done by AI. Boo. The voice acting is incredibly poor and unfortunately blunts the edge of the storyline that they're trying to tell, because there's a lot of quipping. This game sort of follows that Marvel tempo where nobody's taking the situation seriously even though there's flesh-consuming bugs all over the place and they're constantly quipping. And so anyways, once you're back on the game world map, the way that it works is you've got points of interest and you're working your way to those points of interest by defeating hexes and bringing them under control of your mining company. Every single hex that you complete gives you some kind of bonus. You can take that bonus back to the space station over here, and then the space station will allow you to buy various upgrades and do various types of manufacturing in order to make yourself stronger. So up here, I've got a purifier. It takes energy that we get for every single mission. It's called an energy cycle. You get one for every single mission, and it converts the energy cycle into power cells, which we can use to upgrade our loadouts and make our, I guess, our dropship more powerful so that it can bring in more turrets and more heroes and more vehicles and more buildings. When you start out at the beginning, inside the hangar, you're going to be able to upgrade the cooldowns and how many things you can pack inside your ship. Over here, we've got the factory. That's going to allow you to buy new turrets and also upgrade the ones that you already have to give them a little bit more oomph and make them spray a little bit more lead. We've got the living quarters. This is where you upgrade your heroes with various things like energy drinks and turkey jerky in order to make them more effective in combat. Right now I've only got, I think, 3 heroes at the moment. They've been occasionally giving me a tank because every single time you complete a mission, you get cards. Those cards are single use for a mission at the beginning for your loadout so that you can bring in stuff that you don't necessarily have unlocked just to spruce things up and make it more interesting. Right now, we've got a farm, and so I can put in the farm right there. It's going to be constructed tomorrow because an energy cycle has to pass in order for it to function, and so we'll leave that where it's at, and I think that this place will allow us to produce both energy drinks and it'll allow us to make turkey jerky so that we can get even more resources for upgrading our units. So that's good stuff. Let's take a minute and we need to start working towards one of these other locations. So the Frostburn is on this side. We've got an excavator defense mission, we've got a deep drill mission, and we've got a deep drill mission. Let's go with a deep drill mission for right now and see if that gets us to where we want to be. The rewards for this mission are that we're going to get some nano alloy, an energy cycle is obviously going to pass. We get a meteor missile that allows me to call in a heavy orbital bombardment. We can get an asteroid miner, which is another building for inside of our base. And it looks like we get a card for one of the heroes so that we can bring him to a mission one time. This guy's a sniper that specializes in taking out big heavy enemies. We don't have any big heavy enemies right now. We've only got Ulks on this mission. So we will more than likely want to bring... Let's do a... Well, we won't... I don't know if I want to start with the soldier printer or not. Let's find out. I'll start out with the soldier printer, and then we'll also get Ham on in here, and then we'll bring in the sky gun, which I can activate with my E key while we're inside of missions. If you wanted to build more supplementary stuff, they do have a tab over here that allow you to build any of the things that you've unlocked for right here. Oh, we have a rocket artillery? That does sound dope. Unfortunately, it destroys liquid, and if we're bringing a human printer along with us, we're going to need that liquid. Otherwise, we're not going to function very well. So we're going to hold on to that for now. We're going to drop this guy up here. We're going to have him destroy that rock because there's a mining node underneath it that will allow us to get even more resources so that we're ticking up Epley faster off of these 2 extractors. He's throwing grenades and he's doing his thing. One particular area where this game excels is that this game has a really, really fantastic soundtrack. It's a really good sounding game when it comes to sort of like the pumping power metal that's going on in the background while you're fighting with ridiculous amounts of alien bugs, ghouls, and other things that are trying to take you out. Should be a little slow for right now, but once we fill up this meter, we should be able to bring in some upgrades. We've got a minigun turret right here. I would suggest that we bring that in and we add that to our firepower because I'm trying to create a lake of blood on this side that will allow me... this guy's sneaking in from below. All right, we'll orbitally bombard these guys real fast with my E key, and we'll just let this turret hold them off. Now, if I can have him clinch this choke right here, and I just sort of like cover this back area, I think I can get a blood printer in right here. And with the blood printer in, we should start getting soldiers. These guys are just going to go out and they're going to engage in melee with the enemy until they run out of blood to siphon. And so that should be good. We got 3 minigun turrets down here. That's really fantastic because that allows me to heavily secure all of these fronts and keep ourselves a lot safer. I don't see any other mining nodes on the map. Oh, there's one right there. Let's take you down to here, and let's play this a little bit risky for the biscuit over here. Let's see if we can get ourselves, like, a big spool up on drills. All right, so they're holding over on that side, but my turret is going down, unfortunately. We're going to need concerted gunfire along these 3 points in order to keep ourselves safe. We've got another minigun turret, or we can make it so that every single drill has a gun on top of it. One thing that I really like about this game is that there are evolutions that you will get inside of this. What happens if I hit the C key? Oh, it's just letting me select that. I thought maybe there was another tab. You're going to get all kinds of evolutions and upgrades for your weapons, and they do change the way that all of the buildings and weapons look. So, for example, you can get a minigun turret upgrade that gives it multi-barrel, and when you do that, it completely changes the model of every single one of these guns to a brand new model that has like triple gun turrets on it, and it's firing shells out so fast that they're like pooling on the ground around the gun. Some pretty cool graphical effects in here. You can definitely tell that whoever designed this has kind of like a visual design background because he knows how to design things that are satisfying to look at. Let's drop that drill over here. It's got a turret on top of it. I'm hoping that 2 gun turrets over here can hold this for a little bit, just so that I can get a tiny bit more Epley going. With these guys, let's move them forward because I need you to be on top of that. I need you guys to be on top of that blood juice down here. Don't let them overrun our positions if you can help it. Have them destroy the turret first if they're going to destroy something. Over here, we're struggling a little bit. We lost a turret, which is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and pause up the game, and if there's any blood around for this guy, 2 more minigun turrets is probably going to be what we have to do. Give me the printer over on this side. We're going to have Ham hold that position right there. Give me a turret right there, a turret right there, and let's clinch this position the best that we can. We do have some blood pooling on this side too, which means if they start to get overwhelmed on this side, I may be able to do something about that. 90 seconds left on the clock until we are overwhelmed. We're holding okay though. Like, we're holding all right. We're not doing the world's best job, but let's open up another orb. Gain the support of an orbital laser. Yeah, that's helpful. I like that. Put this guy right here. I want you to go into overdrive, spitting out units. There's so much blood over here that I think we can make it happen, Captain. If they end up destroying it, that's perfectly fine. I'm not that stressed about it. We're already like in the home stretch for winning this thing on out, but I absolutely love the unit volumes in this game. It looks incredible, really leans into that power fantasy angle that makes a game satisfying to play. I personally find that I'm really susceptible to games that have a power fantasy angle to them, and so it really, really works on me, and I think it's actually quite a bit of fun. Orbital Laser is just doing his thing over here. Just doing his thing. Let's have you fall back over to this side and start printing the best that you can. Just to maybe defend these turrets down here. Fire rate's starting to look really satisfactory. Unfortunately, it's now losing health, so we'll move the printer back. I may abandon this mine down here because we only have 12 seconds left anyways, so I want to avoid losing any of my resources or any of my random turrets that I have laying around. 2 more. Give me another orbital aid. Yeah, dude, I want death lasers flying around everywhere. Zip, zoop, cut them in half. That's what I like to see from my lasers right there. I've got a real command and conquer problem where I like my ion cannons to be straight busting the entire time on anybody that wants it. 12,000 enemies killed in 4 minutes. There's not a lot of games out there where you can kill 12,000 enemies in 4 minutes, and frankly, I'm here, and I'm about it, and I'm enjoying it. So on the Frostburn, what do we have to do over here? So this mission might be a little too tough for us right now until we get a few more metagame progression things under our belt. This mission has a lot of armor in it. Here, I'll skip that real fast. They have a lot of armor. They have some pretty serious armor. So they've got Lavalisks and they've got Ice Biters, both of which have really, really high health values. These guys are incredibly fast and they have enough HP to where they can break through lines pretty effectively. I mean, I might be able to bring something else in with me, but I'm not confident about it as it sits right now. Still, we do have some upgrades that we can play around with. So let's see what we've got in here. So at the farm, we can have it take an energy to produce 10 turkey jerkies, or we can have 50 turkey jerkies go per turn in order to give us more energy drinks. Let me see what I can do with my turkey jerky first. Before I do that, I can get a sniper turret. That would definitely help out against the bigger, gnarlier enemies. That would be very, very helpful. Let's get the sniper turret just to vary up our loadout a little bit. I've got cannon turrets, and I find them to be really good against armor too, and they've got a little bit of splash when they hit the enemy that causes the smaller enemies to also explode and die. And so I need to get my armor capabilities up first before we go after that. Don't have enough to buy. I want another building space really, really badly, like super badly, but it seems like it's going to be a little while before I get there. No more upgrades on that side. What can I do with my crew? I've got a few upgrades in here that we can play around with. Let's give her a little more health. A little more health, a little more damage, a little more health. She's a tank that does like an AoE dual-wielding sword fighting thing in the middle of enemies and kills tons of them. I don't know if I like her better than I like Ham, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got an asteroid miner right there. We'll get that slotted on in. In order to get another floor to my space station, I need 25 energy cells too. How hard is it to make energy cells? So I need 5 of those, 5 of those, and 5 of those. Go ahead and do that for 1 day. 1 day will be good, and then we need to track down more sources of energy drinks and turkey jerky and also nanofiber in order to keep that spitting out all the things I need in order for life to be good. So we've got turkey jerky right there, 150 of it, and we get a free cannon turret. This one over here's got our nano alloys. Let's go for the nano alloys, I think, and see what we've got going on for us over here. We could try to survive for 15 minutes, but that's going to eat up the rest of the video, and I'd rather not do that. So let's just leave this where it's at for now. We'll call it a fast 10er. On this mission, I'm going to bring in a shotgun turret with me. Instead, I'm going to bring her in because we just got her tooled up with some new utilities. Let's bring in a heavy orbital bombardment. That sounds like fun. Actually, on second thought, I don't really have the shotgun turret upgraded enough to where I trust it for right now, so I'm not gonna trust it. I will bring in missiles, though, because that's kind of fun. Let's send this thing and see what we got going on. So this mission has these rocks right here. These rocks are kind of special. What these rocks do is you put a refinery on top of them, and then there are automated mine carts that have to survive the run back to your base in order to drop off the XP. It's gonna be a mission to get it done, but we'll see what we can do here. Let's get our guys on the ground. And what I'm going to start out with is we're just going to deploy both of these and have them start sending back resources ASAP Rocky if we can. You guys just keep a tight grid because I think we've probably got about 4 or 5 minutes of free loot right here. Ooh, they're coming in from the right already, huh? Okay. Well, bring the minigun turret down here, and hopefully Ham can do his thing. Come on, John Ham. Take care of business. I need you mean. I need you ruthless. I need you on maximum Mad Men energy, or maybe even that one episode of Black Mirror. Like, if you could pull that off, that would also be great. Just let them face tank that right now. They're not going to go around it or anything else like that, but we've got to monitor 2 points for right now. And what I'll do is I'll orbitally bomb that out periodically. That way these carts make it, because each of these carts gives us 20 XP towards our total goal for leveling up, and that's really good for us. That means that each of these batches that makes it is basically going to be a free level up. And once we start getting our defense grid all nice and tuned up, it should be okay. Assuming that Ham can hold up here. I'm not expecting these to be a long-term safe location to play around with, but I'm going to keep the missiles busting and like falling on the earth, and we'll go full kind of scorched earth strategy on this one to try to get it done. Don't let those carts get eaten. We need those to come in because this is basically the only place that we're going to get XP from. I do need another minigun turret, so let's set that up right there just to protect this area. Get him down here so that he shoots all the bugs off of that one. What's going on with the ulks down here? Oh, they're on this guy down here too now. Funsies. Okay. Well, maybe abandon that one a little bit. I'm going to micro over here ever so slightly. But we may lose this guy right here in the near future. We do have another unlock, so give me a minecar machine gun. Just give me another machine gun turret over here, and you guys do the best that you can to keep them off of this. If it breaks, it breaks. I don't want it to, but if it does, I'm not going to panic about it. A few more minecarts would be more than enough to do her. That minecart's getting got right there. They're holding a little bit back here. What'd you give me? What you got for me? 2 minigun turrets? Yeah, that'll work. So give me 2 more minigun turrets over here. It's too late. It doesn't matter. They ate that facility over there. So there's not going to be much I can do in order to save it. Move these guys all rapid forward. We're not getting that much XP back to base right now. Save that little cart. But we are holding this facility. And since it's our only means to get more XP, we kind of got to do what we got to do. I'm going to need minigun turrets over here, please. You clear them off that one. And we just got to create safe zones that can hustle this on out. I think we've got it right now. So we should be all right. Oh, no. Hamson, what are you doing, bro? Hamson, you better fight. Give me that missile right there. They need some clear out. They need a little bit of orbital cover.
It's being damaged. Protect it now.
Okay, I'm working on it. You guys come up here and just help out with this for a second until they resume attacking down here. I think we're done on that side, which to me means I think I can safely move these guns down here to defend this point. There's a deposit right there. Is it going to be coming up anytime soon? Okay, that one's nice and close and it's defendable. It can be done. Whether or not this is defensible down here remains to be seen so far. But we are protecting a couple of carts. Okay, give me that. What do we have here? The sky gun. Yeah, give me the sky gun. Sky gun would be helpful. Just for like quick patchwork clear up jobs. Just kind of create like a meandering line right here that defends. Sky gun is good. Another missile right there. Sky gun them off my little harvester. We got a lot of things to maintain right now. These guys are done with their deposit, which means I can pull them back. But we do need to defend this last cart.
The refinery is taking damage.
On its way out of town. Oh, you get like a couple of XP if the cart gets destroyed. Sky gun all these guys off the refinery. They're coming in thick on this side, so give them something to chew on first. Definitely a game that stimulates the old ADD. It's definitely one of those titles where there's a lot of things to focus on, so if you got the brain buzz like I do, feels pretty good to play. I don't need a sniper turret on this one, but I don't really want more minigun turrets either. Come down here and help out with this ridge real quick. This thing's got like 4 HP left, and so we really got to babysit it. So we've got no time left. The next deposit I do not think is going to be achievable. That deposit right there is just going to overextend the hell out of us, and I think we're really going to struggle if we go for it. So you guys make a line over here. You guys re-solidify this line on this side, and I think we'll just go with the drip feed that we're getting out of the enemy horde right now in order to hold us together. About 180 seconds left on the second tier. No upgrades, unfortunately. There's not really any... I can get a drill over there. Okay. I mean, I think it's doable. It's going to be a tiny bit dubious. And we're going to have to move some things around if we want to take this territory. But these mines right here are kind of no muss, no fuss. I think we've got a potential problem right here if they start pushing in super hard, because we don't have a lot of overlap defense on that side. Machine gun's out of ammo, unfortunately. So they're just going to have to hold with what they've got. Bomb them out since they're the tougher enemies down on that side. Help out a little bit. Just un poco over on this side. Un poquito. They're going to need a missile right there to clear that front. I need them to ease up on this eastern front so that I can put down mines. And once I get the mine shafts on these, we should have a lot of XP coming in, which should allow us to really escalate our defense. Okay, it's time. Move forward. Get that one first, because I think it's safer. You guys also move forward. I don't want Hamson to die just yet. That would be real unfortunate. Oh, they're making a break for it now. Okay, everybody fall back around the point. Let's hold for a little bit. I don't know if we're going to get the second objective. We do have another orb, though. Maybe it'll give me something good. It gave me 2 more turrets. Nope, lost the mine. Unfortunate. Okay, everybody pull back to like a centralized defensive point right here. I can rebuild it because you have these little deep core extender card, or these deep core mining cards. Are they coming in from behind right now? Oh, dude. What an annoying little headache. Okay, that'll work for now. I think that defensive line at least gets this operational, and you can see it helping out with our ticks over here. There's also upgrades you can get on your level ups that will make it such that this extracts ore even faster, so you can drain it in a matter of like minutes, and so that's really good when you get that. Give me a bomb right there. Trying to help out a little bit, but I don't know if it's working. It's kind of hard to tell if we're holding. I haven't gotten any damage upgrades either for my turrets, which is absolutely positively going to present a problem in the near future. Just keep that mine running. We need level ups. So, like, I'm willing to sacrifice a lot in order to keep that extractor up and running. I don't think we can safely grab that extractor yet. Like, I just don't think we have the gap. 3 cannon turrets would be huge. Yeah. Give me some cannon turrets spread around a little bit, because cannon turrets got a little bit of AoE to them. Drop the second drill. Get that thing in there. If it takes a little bit of damage, that's fine, as long as it's functioning. You get down a little bit lower. Give that thing the benefit of your full attention, but cannon turrets are huge. Cannon turrets are going to be really helpful here. Help out with orbital machine guns. Let that drain out. Give me a bomb right there. He's struggling with his horde a little bit. Put the cannon over here to help out for a second. That looks like it's going down pretty shortly. But it does have XP sort of filing in right now. Him forward so he can actually fire on the point. Move him more down this direction, because they're coming in from the south a little bit hotter than expected. But we appear to be holding, so things are going okay. Dude, I'm like really curious about what the kill count is going to be on this mission. It's got to be something utterly and ridiculously absurd. But what you're seeing here today is not the sum total of what's inside the game. There are mechs. There are tanks. You can get ships that fly around and drop bombs on enemies randomly. You can get strafing runs that come through. Basically, if the kind of stuff that you like in Helldivers, this game has incorporated a lot of that to really ratchet up your ability to call in some serious firepower on the enemy when and where you need it. The drop right there. Cannonball Barrage, 25%. fire speed increase. Let's go for that because that should be a big DPS multiplier for the cannon turrets. Is he almost out? He's got 30 XP left inside of him. That one's got 125. Okay. Drop a bomb right there. I don't know if that was the best place to drop a bomb. Ham, come down here now that you're regenerated and help take pressure off on this side. He doesn't have the grenade launcher upgrade yet, which I think is going to limit his usefulness. But we are holding really well right now. Like, we've made it through the first 2 phases, so that means we get the first 2 batches of upgrades and cards and stuff, regardless of what happens here. That first mine is now cheesing on out. That mine's still got 95 left on it. Let's push in a little more aggressively to hold it, because it doesn't have that much more Epley to siphon off. We just need to keep it alive for a little while longer. About 30 seconds later. I don't know if we have 90 seconds left in us, but like, I'm trying, or not 90 seconds, 120 seconds. A little bit longer than that left in us, but we're about to catch an upgrade. This guy has almost gotten done siphoning off the soil, so we should be all right. We can get rotating barrels, which will increase the fire rate on all of our miniguns. I'll take that. I would have preferred double barrel miniguns, but it doesn't seem to want to come up in the rotation, man. That's really the rule of recording anything for YouTube consumption, is that unfortunately, the fun stuff never seems to come up while I'm recording. These guys can also be converted into a minigun cannon hybrid that just spins and goes. It's very, very satisfying once you get one. The upgrades in this game are a lot of fun, but this time around it's just been spamming a whole lot of extra turrets at us, which I probably shouldn't complain about because we're sweeping the field pretty well. And we're almost done with the 15-minute objective, so let's let it ride for a minute, and if anything bad comes up, I'll let you know. This is probably a really good time to do my closing thoughts. I think this is a slick, polished example of what a developer's first solo game should be. It focuses on his expertise, which is graphical design, in order to give you a satisfying, punchy feeling while playing the game. On top of that, the upgrades all look and feel really satisfying once you start to deploy them. I like the huge amount of enemies. I like the variety and mission objectives that you can play around with, and also the things that you can unlock. I've only played the game for about 2 hours right now, but this is one of those games like Creeper World that's really fun to play around with, and I think the dynamic nature of the game, where you can just move things around freely, makes it very satisfying, very fast, very frenetic, very aggressive, but also very turtly and defensive, depending on what it is that you're trying to do on your given mission. And so when it comes to the gameplay, I'm totally happy with the game. I've had no bugs, no crashes, no anything else. The game is silky smooth and runs like butter. It looks great, it feels great, there's tons of enemies to mulch. My only real problems with the game just rely from the heavy reliance on really bad AI voice acting for all of the narrative portions. The narrative in this game isn't anything to write home about at all. It's strictly utilitarian. It's there to give you like some vague context to the struggle. But by and large, those are my 2 main complaints about the game. The UI has been cleaned up since the last time I played it as well, and is much more clear what you can and can't do. There's new control schemes, and so anyways, this is Idun. I think it's a pretty cool game. I think it's enjoyable and it's pretty unique. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping on in, and that's all I got for you, folks.